Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SavvyCast. This is Jamie, and I'm so happy that you're here today, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast. It is summer, it is hot, and no matter how hot it is, every picnic or meal needs a dessert. But something about when it's hot, you just don't want something pulled out of the oven. You want something cool and light and refreshing to round out a meal. So I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite summer desserts, and they all have one ingredient in common: condensed milk. Now, I grew up back in the day, I'm 58, so I have had my share of church potlucks, of dinner on the ground, of all of the picnics where everyone brings a dish. So I have had more than plenty of encounters with desserts made with condensed milk. And condensed milk, to be frank, it is not for the calorie conscious, but when you are eating a dessert, you don't need to worry about that. And you can eat small amounts. And one of these desserts is specifically designed for a small portion. So stay tuned for that one. These desserts are all in my Family Savvy dessert ebook. I have 2 ebooks. One is my meat ebook, and the other is my dessert ebook. And I think they're $4.95, $5. And the reason I did this is because some people find it difficult to scroll and to find different recipes and to navigate the blog, especially because there are ads and it can be frustrating. So I made the ebooks to highlight my favorite meats and my favorite desserts. And it's just an easy download, or you can keep it on your iPad. So all 3 of these, I will link to these on my blog, so you do not have to buy the ebook. But if you like these 3 and you want to see all of the others and just have them in a handy format, I will also link to the ebook. Okay, so here goes my 3 condensed milk based favorite summer or warm weather desserts. And the first one, I owe it all to Paula Deen, the queen herself, because this is her recipe. I actually think that she created this recipe. Now, the old phrase, there's nothing new under the sun, it pretty much applies to everything, even recipes. Someone got the recipe from someone, or it was passed down. I kind of believe that this dessert was Paula Deen's brainchild. And it is well known to everyone, but it is her Chestman banana pudding. This banana pudding is so good. I remember exactly where I was the first time I had this. My girls were in 7th grade, but I was at a mom's meeting for the twins. It was, I was with a bunch of other moms. We had a meeting, but we were at someone's house and everyone brought a dish. And I want to say my friend Jill Mallory brought this. And I immediately pounced on her and said, give me the recipe, give me the recipe. I'd never tasted anything like it. This, I remember, this is the only dish I remember from that night. There were lots of great salads and sandwiches and dips, but I remember the Chestman banana pudding. If you've never had it, it has basically some of the best things in the world that just go together. It has frozen topping, or like whipped cream or Cool Whip, condensed milk, cream cheese, like instant vanilla pudding, whole milk, bananas, and instead of the vanilla wafers that top most banana puddings, there are Chestman butter cookies, those cookies that have the little horse heads on them. And it's interesting, Pepperidge Farms will do the Chestman cookies, and they're a shortbread. They will do seasonal. So like in the fall, instead of the horse head or the Chestman symbol, they'll put maybe a fall leaf. In Christmas, they might put a nutcracker, but those cookies are so regal looking and they're square, and they just make the banana pudding just look just a next level. It just is an upgrade to the vanilla wafer, not only in looks, but in taste. It's a shortbread cookie. So I absolutely love this. This goes particularly well at the end of a barbecue picnic or a barbecue, because even at a lot of the barbecue places, banana pudding is one of the most popular desserts. It just sort of goes with the flow of barbecue meats and sides. So this is good for, especially for that. It is excellent because you can make it a day or two ahead. I would say make a day ahead because the cookies can start getting a little moist on the bottom. So I would say make it a day ahead, and it stays in the fridge until you're ready to serve it. You just pull it out, put it on the table, and people go crazy over it. It's beautiful and it's easy. Anyone can make it. You don't even have to enjoy cooking. So, Chestman banana pudding, Paula Deen. The next one is so yummy, and it can be made in pie form. And I know everyone has a pie plate. The way I make this, you may have to buy either disposable, or if you choose, like I did, to get glass, little shooter cups or shooter glasses. That's the way I serve this because it's so fun, and it's reminiscent of like the restaurants that you go to. They bring out all the little shooter glasses and you get to choose. It's usually like cheesecake or lemon icebox or fudge layer cake. This dessert is called key lime pie Beady Bite shooters. And it's basically condensed milk with the cream cheese, and you've got the Cool Whip, and you are making like a key lime pie, but instead of putting it in a pan or a pie pan, you're layering everything in a little shooter glass. Now, I have linked, and I'll put it in the show notes, I have linked to disposable, adorable, disposable clear plastic Bitty Bites, and I also linked to some glass ones. Now, I have glass ones, but I think for small group coming up in the fall, I'm going to buy the disposable ones because they're really, really cute. You'll see those at weddings and parties. Catering companies use those all the time. And it is just, people love it because it's little. It's a great portion. People, are getting a smaller portion, not as many calories, but it's just beautiful. They're beautiful on a tray. And these use the Nellie and Joe's key lime juice, and they could not be easier. You just mix it all up. And instead of the typical or graham cracker crust or crumbs, I just love to use Biscoff cookies. And that is what I crumble and layer in these. But you can use graham crackers, shortbread, anything, but you're going to need some sort of cookie or sweet cracker to layer with this to make it look good and to give it that crunch or that crust. So guys, this goes well again with barbecue or with anything. It's just fresh and bright and tangy. Something about being in that Bitty Bite shooter cup, people just love it. It's novel. I will say it takes it over the top if you get some fresh mint leaves, or if you get some lime and you just put either a fresh lime or a mint leaf on top to garnish. That just really takes it over the top. And then you can sprinkle some of the cookie crust on top as well. Super easy and super fun and delicious. The last dessert that is a winner in our family, we have enjoyed this. This is special to our family. It's Zane's dad, Paul T. Paul T's famous ice cream. When Zane's parents lived at the lake, they lived there for years, and some of our favorite memories are there. We had the best food, the best time. We took friends there. It was just always fun, family and food. And Paul T almost always made his ice cream, and nobody left until they had his ice cream. And when I tell you, now I do not like egg custard. I don't. I'm funny about egg. There's no egg. His ice cream has half and half, condensed milk, sugar, vanilla, and whole milk. You can make, now he makes it in the old-fashioned electric crank ice cream maker. I have made this in my Cuisinart ice cream maker. You can make it in any ice cream maker. I'm going to tell you the closest thing you've probably ever had to his ice cream is Chick-fil-A Ice Dream. Paul T's ice cream tastes to me just like that ice dream from Chick-fil-A. And it is rich and it is delicious. It's great if you, and Mimi, and this is in my dessert ebook, but I'm not mentioning it. I'm not going to include it in the show notes because it doesn't have condensed milk and it's not part of the podcast. But Mimi would always make her famous skillet blackberry cobbler, and we always put Paul T's ice cream with that. It was divine. That is another family favorite summer dessert. All three of these are great any time of the year, especially in the summer. They all three contain condensed milk, so don't forget to pick up your condensed milk when you're at the grocery store. I cannot think of any better ways to use condensed milk, but I will link to all of these in the show notes. And then if you want these and then all of the others that are in my ebook, I will link to my ebook as well in the show notes. I hope that this is helpful. And friends, if you make any of these, please, I would love to hear from you. And I would certainly appreciate if you make any of my recipes, if you will comment on the recipe and leave a rating, because that helps other people decide if they want to try it, or maybe you have a tip for how you made it differently or better. I love feedback from all of my Insta friends, all of my podcast friends. I just so love connecting with you. I hope this was helpful. Hope to hear from you soon. And until next time, you have a fabulous rest of your day. Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the SavvyCast. If you'll take the time to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, that would mean so much. As always, thank you for listening and have a blessed day.